Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori Brame. Thank you for being here. If you would take a second, like and subscribe. You don't have to like until after you've seen the movie, that's totally fine. Our video. So I made a video about how I got off of Wellbutrin, and one of my longtime subscribers was very kind and pointed out that the way I got off of it could be a little bit misunderstood, the way I was talking about it. And it might actually be kind of dangerous for people who are watching it and do not understand that I had both the 300 milligram pill and the 150 milligram pill. And so then I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll go back and fix it. And I was watching the video and I was like, I did not have my doctor's advice when I got off of this, and I really don't want anybody to watch this and, you know, whether they misunderstand me or not, whether it's on them or not, it is kind of on me for putting something out there that is not doctor recommended. And it's not that it wasn't doctor recommended, it was that she didn't recommend anything. So it's not like I was going against what she was saying, I was just doing it on my own. So I decided to not make that video after all. So if you saw it and then you're like, oh, where'd it go? I took it down. That's where it went. My son is in the other room watching Bluey, and when he gets ready for school in the morning, I always give him like a time limit because they're roughly like 5 to 7 minute episodes. So I'm like, all right, you can watch 2 Blueys, you can watch 3 Blueys, whatever it is. And so this morning he was like, can I watch 100? And I have a lot of stuff that I want to do. And so I was like, yeah, you can watch 100. So I'll probably, you know, cut him off in like an hour or so. But that is what's happening. If he comes in here, you'll see him. So instead of telling you exactly how I got off of Wellbutrin, I did wean, by the way. I do not recommend quitting anything cold turkey, except for that ex who keeps coming back. Quit him. As far as medications go, do not quit anything cold turkey. In my opinion, you should wean off, and always, always, always talk to your doctor, even though I did not do that. So these are just 5 tips for getting off of antidepressants. First of all, good for you for trying and feeling like you're in a stable enough place to be able to get off of them. I know it's a really hard decision, and there's a lot of social pressure either to be on them or to not go on them in the first place. So good for you. You've made the first step in deciding that you are going to try to get off antidepressants. Step number 1, which isn't really step number 1, but you should always do this, always, always, always talk to your doctor before you get off of anything. So the real step number 1 is tell people who are important to you. And I do advise telling people who will react the way you want them to. So I think we all have some people in our lives who we love dearly, and we know that they love us dearly, and they always tend to say something that is like a little bit triggering or like not exactly what we wanted them to say and stuff like that. So if you really need some encouragement and you need somebody who is like, yes, please get off of them, I think that's a great idea, then talk to that person. If you have someone who is like full of fear and they're just like, oh, I don't know, like what if you relapse? What if it gets really bad again? Like all this stuff. Number 1, you can always get back on them. It's not a big deal. Number 2, maybe not tell that person when you're getting off of them. Maybe tell them when you've been off of it for 3 months and you're still feeling good or something like that. So just be mindful of how you think the person is going to react before you tell them that you're going to get off. Number 2, don't feel bad about taking time off work. This is something like if we have a cold, we're like, oh man, we don't want to infect everybody in the office. I'm going to take one for the team and take time off work. If we have depression, we can still infect everybody in the office with it, because like you guys have walked into a room in a good mood before, and then like somebody is just like, your good mood kind of goes away. You know, especially if it's like a significant other or a family member who like you have to be in the same house as them, it kind of fizzles your mood out too. Like you have to have really, really strong emotional boundaries to be like, fuck it, I'm good. So please don't be afraid to take time off work. Definitely take the time you need, especially if you're like just getting off, you know it's going to be hard. If you're with SSRIs, sometimes you have a lot more physical symptoms like sweating or headaches or blurred vision, like stuff like that if you're trying to get off of them. So please stay safe, take time off work, go easy on yourself. Number 3, this one you really have to check in with yourself and see what you need here. But either don't look at the side effects or look at all the side effects. So I'm one of those people that will manifest them And so when I got off the Wellbutrin, I did not look at any of the side effects getting off of it because I knew that I would start to see them in my body. If you're one of those people who would really rather know what's coming and you're gonna think that everything is a side effect even if it's not actually a side effect, then definitely read the list of side effects for coming off of something. So when you do have the sweats really bad or you are having nightmares or something like that, you're like, the reason is I'm coming off of whatever antidepressant you're on and it's not anything else. Number 4, this one is my favorite hack. Take a Tylenol. I know it sounds really dumb, but this beautiful over-the-counter drug can actually help dull your emotions and improve mood. It sounds really stupid because like we take that for a headache, we take that if, you know, we bump our elbow and it's like killing us, but it can actually affect your mood. They did a study on it and it's legit. It's funny because I actually knew that before I read anything about it. Like I knew that if I took a Tylenol, I would feel better even if nothing physically hurt. So if you get into like a little dip where you're just like, man, today I am not doing well. Like, I'm not cutting it today. This is not happening. Instead of jumping back on your antidepressant, take a Tylenol, see if that can get you over the hump. The 5th tip or advice thing is to please look at the big picture. The big picture is your mental and physical well-being. If you were experiencing such significant side effects being on a medication, you know that getting off of it, there's a lot of other things you can do. There's therapy, there's coaching, there's cleaning out your life, both of toxic habits and toxic people. There's so many things you can do other than medication that might help. Or maybe you were like me and there was no negative side effects. It was just you had been on it for a while, you'd been stable for a while, kind of wanted to know what life was like without it. You can always get back on it. I can always get back on it. It's totally in the cards for that to happen if it's ever needed. But just remember, being miserable either on medication or off medication is not worth whatever mental gymnastics you're trying to do to justify either. So if you're on medication and you feel really good, but you're really guilty about it because what kind of person needs meds to be stable? A lot of people actually. Then look at the big picture. If they're helping you lead a more stable, happier, more fulfilled life, stay on them. It's fine. If you are experiencing significant side effects, but maybe a family member or someone else in your life is really pressuring you to be on medication, but you don't like how it makes you feel, you're not sleeping okay, like there's just so many things that you're not loving about it, but you feel a lot of social pressure to stay on them, the big picture is your life. Nobody is living your life through your body or your lens. So if you are in a place where just being on medication is really making you miserable, like more miserable than you were off of medication, look into other avenues. And maybe have a conversation with that person to not pressure you so much into doing something that really is not good for you. Like it's not making your life better. And that's honestly the purpose of medication, is to make your life better. A lot of these medications are not designed to be long-term. And so if you've been on it for a while and you feel good getting off of it, get off of it. Totally fine. Hey, Leo.
Hi.
And like I said, my kid is coming to visit me. What are you doing?
I'm a rat.
You're a crab?
Yeah.
Are you I'm jumping on the bed. Come over here and say hi. Come here. Oh, you match my screen. Look at that blue. Oh, I love it.
Look at your dad is blue.
Yeah, your hair is crazy. It's from the pool. I love you. All right, can you say thank you for watching?
Thank you for watching.
Good. Bye.
Bye.
Perfect.